Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is once again Monday, and that of course means it's time for Hello Dave. And yeah, let's get straight into it. There's been some rather interesting things going on in Elite. And just a quick warning before I start, there will be some spoilers. So if you are a lot into going out and exploring, finding out the story and lore behind the game yourself, there will be spoilers coming up now. So, Cmdr Jameson's ship has been found. Cmdr Jameson was one of the, I think, the original commander in one of the original games that you played back then, and also an ancestor to Laurie Jameson, one of the engineers that we have. So really an important family in the Elite Dangerous lore. Now, his ship and final resting place has been found, and with it a lot of audio logs. If everything goes well, there should already be a video up on that, and if there is, I'll make sure to put a link in the more info icon up here, so you can go up and you can watch that if you want. If it's not up yet, it will be very, very soon, and I will be working on it right now. But so I'm not going to go into too much detail. I recommend you go and you watch that. There is not a lot of new information, but there is a little, and I'll go over more detail in the other video. So so let's just move on and let's talk about the announcements, or the reveal of the new missiles, or anti-Thargoid missile AX missiles, that's being added into the game with the latest community goal. And these missiles, just as all the other AX weapons we had before, are unlocked via a community goal, and this time we are looking at large missiles. It's quite interesting. We only have medium weapons so far, so good to see we're getting some larger weapons. But there's a pattern beginning to emerge here, and I don't know if I'm the only one. I'm probably not the only one who noticed this. But first we had the standard Cyclops type Thargoid, and we had no way of attacking it. It was just completely overpowered, and we couldn't really do a lot against it. Then the arms race began, and we began developing, unlocking new weapons, and we then slowly began to get the firepower and the equipment we needed to actually combat these Cyclops type Thargoids. Then suddenly the Basilisk type Thargoids arrive, and we're back to square one, where all the weapons we have is not really that useful, because we do have the damage, and you can do it if you are a fleet or a wing of well-engineered ship that works very well together. Then you can actually take one of them down, even though it seems like from Frontier's side it was not actually meant to be able to be killed at this point. But now, when the large weapons are coming out, it seems like that this is going to be the beginning of, again, the same cycle as we've just been through, where we're slowly beginning to get large weapons of missiles, the multi-cannons and the flak, and then of course we'll slowly begin to be more and more effective against this new threat, which of course means, if that's the cycle we're going to go through, what I would expect, and now this is just me, thinking. I have no evidence of this. This is just my own thoughts about this. Now, of course, that will lead to the logical conclusion that there will be a ship larger or more dangerous than the current Basilisk type, one that would fit in with large weapon sizes. But again, the problem is we have not a lot of ship that has a lot of large, not so large, huge weapon sizes. Well, we don't have a lot of ships that have a lot of huge hard points. I mean, only really the Corvette has 2, but otherwise you get a maximum of 1 huge hard point. So that's going to be a little bit difficult, because you're not going to be able to bring a lot of different weapons for a huge hard point. And so maybe this is the point where we begin to move up to ships that are more difficult than the the current Basilisk type that we see. Maybe these are some of the wing missions we'll begin to see announced, that was announced in Frontier Expo a couple of months back, where you would have to wing up and of course go out and try and combat these. But another thing that I think we're going to see pretty soon is special armor, hull plating armor to try and reduce the amount of incoming damage, because right now you're taking an absolute huge amount of damage. And we did see in the beta that the 3E hull plating, hull reinforcements, they had 50% caustic damage resistant, which indicates to me that this is probably something we're going to see, that we will probably in the near future, I would say, if we're lucky, we will see it before the end of this year, but otherwise I would expect it to be here at the beginning of, or at least during January. We're going to see some of these hull platings with this new caustic damage resistance to try and give people a little bit of longevity once you're fighting these Basilisk types and the eventual bigger types of Thargoids that are going to be shown into the game or be introduced into the game. What I just hope, and I really hope that Frontier, when they are adding a new level of Thargoids, that they are going to make the ships visually different. I mean, it's all good that they change the color scheme and change the stats behind, make the swarm larger, give them more hit points, give them more damage. But to me, it's it feels a little underwhelming when you go out and meet this new ship and you say, okay, it's just exactly the same model, it works exactly the same way, it just has more of the basic stats, and it has a fancy paint job. I would have loved to see if maybe there was some new tactics that need to be used in order to fight another type of Thargoid. Now we know how to use the flak cannons to fight the Thargon swarm, and we know how to use the missiles and the AX cannons to take down the hearts. But again, I would love to see if there was some other tactics that need to be used in order to take them down. I have no idea how we would do it, but I mean, or at least make them visually different, just to give us a new eye candy rather than a fancy paint job. But I guess that's something we will have to wait and see what happens in the future. Yeah. So yesterday, or well, for you it would be 2 days ago, because for me it's still Sunday. But on Saturday I had the first of the 2 celebration live streams, the 10-hour 10 games live stream, which was absolutely fun. There was a good showing of people. Even had some people sit with me here through all 10 hours. And I would start by giving a huge thank you to all the people who've been involved, both being active on the stream, but also with helping me select what games to play and get everything up and running. You guys know who you are, and most of the people, all of them, are over on Discord. So thanks a lot for helping me out. And remember, there is another one coming. The live stream 10 hours again next Saturday. Same time slot as before. Gonna try not to set the time slot, the reminder wrong on YouTube as I did last time. Sorry about that for those of you who showed up 2 hours early for the live stream because I messed up the timestamps. But this time we're gonna play Elite for all 10 hours. That is at least the plan. What we're gonna do during the live stream, I am not 100% sure yet, but it will be a variety of different activities. So we're not just gonna go out and just do and shoot stuff for 10 hours and then go home. There's going to be lots of different activities, and we're going to move around a lot, and just to vary it a bit, to make it a little bit more interesting. And that's coming up. I hope you guys will be there, and also remember that this is also where you can have a chance to win all these different game codes and items that I'm giving away. And I'll post links for where you can enter the giveaways already, and the winners will be drawn on that live stream at the end of the live stream. And I will then contact the winners probably the day after, because right after a 10-hour live stream, I probably don't want to be sitting sending mails out with game codes and sending them to the wrong people or something like that. But that is coming up. And talking about live streams, tomorrow I have my usual live stream, so I'll still have the Tuesday live stream as in any normal week. And I think the plan for tomorrow is going to be one of 2 things. Either I'm going to run and get some merits for the power play faction I'm with at the moment. I'm working on getting some new weapons for the Corvette, I have been for the last 4 weeks almost. So I need to run, I'm at my 3rd week right now, so I need to run my marriage now to get up to rank 3 so I can get these weapons. And maybe I'm gonna get time to do it later today or well, today, Sunday for me, or Monday. If I do, then we'll go and do some engineering, actually begin upgrading the ship, getting it ready for when I actually get the weapons. Yeah, and that's, I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. But I think that is actually it for today. I really hope you liked the video, and please would you consider becoming a Patreon and supporting the channel more directly. That would help me a lot. There's a link for that right over there. You can go and click on that. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys in space.